Guys, I don't know if you've seen the other videos this week, the video that went before this, where like something really creepy happened while I was filming, but like, I'm feeling very unsettled. I think my house might be haunted, so expect a video on that soon. Fun! What's up, Rat Fam? I am in one heck of a paranoid mood, so I was like, what would make my mood better? Reading Christmas horror stories. I regret this decision already, so let's get to it. Charlie, how do you feel about Christmas horror stories? Anything? Nothing? They're supposed to be real. He is such a comfort to this channel. This first one is called The Haunted Tree. My parents and I lived in a small home that was around 90 years old. The year would have been 1996. We lived there from the time I was 7 years old to the time I was 19. From the very first day we moved in, I felt that I was not alone. Girl, I can relate right now. Let me just tell you, when I went to the bathroom before filming this, my shower curtain moved. And I was brushing my hair, so I was like, no, that didn't really happen. Like, I must just be like, from recording so many videos today, I must just be a little on edge. And then it happened again. It happened twice. And I checked behind because I am brave, or as we have seen from the previous video, I would be the first one to die in a horror movie. I checked behind my curtain to make sure like a cat wasn't there. You know, we have many cats, so maybe one got in the bathroom, even though we tried to shut the door. Checked, wasn't there. And that made me feel real good, and I totally did not just leave that bathroom. I'm just so scared. One year around Christmas time, I was having a friend spend the night. The heat had just shut off briefly, and she and I were sitting in the living room watching television when the temperature dropped substantially. Girl, you got a ghost? As I rose to turn up the heat, the Christmas tree began to shake violently. Ornaments were falling off right and left, and she and I were terrified. We ran upstairs and laid down on my bed. My white cat curled up with us, and my door was open slightly. When I gazed out at the dark hallway, I was horrified to see a white, tall figure run from the hall. No. I don't care what religion you believe in. I don't particularly believe in any, but I would be praying to something to ward off whatever evil's in this house. Maybe I should do that in my house right now. I turned to my friend and she acknowledged that she had seen the exact same thing. She never spent the night ever again. Girl, I wouldn't spend the night ever again if that was my own house. Bye. I'm living at my friend's house. I'm sleeping outside. I say that now, but like, I feel like my house might be haunted and I'm still here making scary videos for y'all. So I hope you guys like this video. Give it a big thumbs up to help out this channel so that I don't suffer in a haunted house all by myself. What is okay, Charlie, is our house haunted? I'm feeling like our house is haunted today, and I was always on the fence about ghosts, okay? I'm always just like, yeah, maybe they exist, maybe they don't. I need a little bit more something to fully state my opinion, of belief or whatnot on the matter. But today I'm feeling all sorts of creepy vibes and things, and I might believe in ghosts now. Okay, let's just read the next one. Okay, more real horror stories for a real haunted house. How fun. Reading horror stories in a haunted house. That's the title of today's video, and you know what? I believe it, so it's not clickbait, guys. The figure in the recliner. My mother, to whom I was very close, passed away in 1964 when I was 17 years old. Oh, that's so sad. I left home that year and moved to Ontario from Nova Scotia. In 1969, I met a girl whom I will call Karen, and we got married in March of 1970. I really dig, though, when people like give like a very specific timeline. It just feels more real for some reason. In December of 1971, we were expecting our first child. We were living in a small 1.5 bedroom bungalow. There was a fireplace in the living room. My wife and I loved the fireplace, and we had it lit almost every night. It was Christmas Eve 1971, and we had just finished putting the gifts under the tree, and a nice fire gave off a beautiful glow. On the tree, one string of lights, which was supposed to flash, had stopped several days before. It was 5 minutes to midnight when the fireplace suddenly, just about, went out, and the string of lights started to flash, and the other lights stopped flashing. My wife and I were sitting on the floor, and it had become very chilly in the room. Okay, well, that is usually a sign of ghosts, and which makes me very comfortable because I am riddled with goosebumps right now. I mean, your fireplace just went out, so that could be why it's chilly. Just a thought, though. I looked over to my lazy boy chair, and a figure was sitting there. Hell no. My mother with a big, beautiful smile on her face. Oh, okay. Oh, that's comforting. That's nice. That's sweet. Please If we're gonna finish the story, I hope that it's not like a demon and like something scary happens. I hope it's just his mom checking in for Christmas. We'll find out. My wife, who had never met my mother, said she could see the same thing. This ghost never spoke, but she just kept looking at me and my wife and smiling. At 12 midnight, the fire in the fireplace started up again and the lights on the tree stopped flashing and the others started flashing again. I looked over in the chair and the ghost was gone. No matter what I did to those Christmas lights, they never flashed again. Okay, spooky? Sure. But, I mean, it's his mama, and he was very close to his mama. So, like, there's something sweet about this. You know, some ghost stories are sweet and not at all scary, but, like, also kind of scary. That was sweet, though. I mean, you could look at it like, oh, she wasn't talking, so maybe it wasn't his mom, and it was just, like, using the image of his mom, and, like, it was something else. Or, you know, it was just his mama stopping in to enjoy one last Christmas. I'm gonna look at it like that because I don't want to look at it the other way. This one is called Christmas Tree Decorations, and let's find out why we should be afraid of our Christmas trees. What's Christmas without a little murder? A good Christmas? What? A girl named Juliet is home alone, and she lives with her single mother, who's a nurse taking the night shift. Juliet just finished decorating the Christmas tree when there's a scratching at the door of their apartment. While she looks through the peephole, she sees a man dressed in a dirty Santa Claus suit. If she opens this door, she's just like me, apparently. It's Santa Claus, she said. Juliet, maybe only 11 years old, but she's not an idiot. She refused to open the door and threatened to call the police when he doesn't leave. His solution to the little dilemma? An axe. Oh, so like this isn't a happy Santa Claus, is it? Why did I think that? Scary stories, of course it's not. Juliet hides in the closet as he busts down the door. When he finds her, she manages to stab him in the eye with a coat hanger, and it all goes downhill from there. I mean, I feel like we're already traveling fastly down the hill, guys. Like, what more could happen? Juliet's mom finally manages to come home around midnight. Wait, she left an 11-year-old by herself at night? Like, I get it. Like, 11, some kids are a little more mature than others. I guess depending on, like, where you live in the situation. Like, you could, like, do a real quick errand if you're, like, back in, like, 15 minutes, you know what I'm saying? But midnight? 11? That's weird. She finds the door busted open and the Christmas tree decorated with bits of Juliet? Oh. Ew. Wow. Okay. This isn't a real story, right? Because the other ones were supposed to be real. Is this real? Okay, no. This is just a creepy story. Okay. Thank goodness that is not real. Because I was just like, what? Santa stuffs the stockings. When I was 9 years old, I'm 30 now, I could not get to sleep on Christmas Eve because I was excited about presents and wondered if my parents had anything to do with the gifts that I received from Santa the year before. Wow. Sorry. That night it was hot because the heater was on, and I lived in Texas, so I got thirsty. Also, I was wanting to spy. Of course you did. Every kid has, like, right, like, you want to go look underneath the tree, you want to shake a few gifts when your parents aren't around. Like, we've all done it. I got out of bed and cracked open my door to make sure no one was out in the living room. When I opened the door, I saw someone bent over. Then he stood up. It was Santa Claus, dressed in red and white. Something strange was that I could see the Christmas lights from the tree shining through him. He was taking the stockings down off the mantle and placing them on the coffee table. When he started to turn around to put the next stocking on the table, I closed the door and jumped into bed. The next morning I woke up and told my sister what I had seen. I told her where he had put the stockings. When we went into the living room, the stockings were where I said he put them. We both turned and looked at each other and froze for a moment. From then on, I have told everyone that I believe in Santa. Okay, like creepy because like is Santa a ghost? What is that? That is unsettling. I mean, like, it should be, like, cute because, like, Santa Claus and stuff. But, like, for some reason, that felt creepy. I mean, he breaks into your house and, like, goes through your stuff. I mean, that's kind of unsettling if you think about it. Santa at the bedroom door. It was 1961 on Christmas Eve. We were living in Boredom, Ohio. My bedroom was at the end of the house. I went to sleep on Christmas Eve. I don't know what time it was, but I know it was very late. And when I suddenly woke up, I was staring at my bedroom door, which was catty corner from my bed. The door slowly opened and I squinted my eyes shut just a bit because I didn't want my mom or father to catch me up in the middle of the night. There was a nightlight in the hallway and one behind the dresser in my room, so there was some light. I was so astonished, however, at who opened the bedroom door. I found myself looking at a man dressed in a red suit. Okay, that's very unsettling. I get it's supposed to be like Santa Claus, but like waking up in the middle of the night to like some random dude staring at you? That's not cool. That does not feel good. He had white trim around his waist like fur, a long white beard, and was wearing a Santa hat. He had red pants and black boots. If I close my eyes, I can still see Santa standing at my door. It made such an impression on me. He stood there and looked at me for a few seconds, then closed the door. I pulled the blankets over my head for a while because I was so scared. Wait, like even if that was like the dad or mom dressed like a Santa Claus, did they think he was awake or did they just want to stare at him? Or were they hoping he was awake and that they were just staring at? I just feel like that's kind of a weird situation to be in. Like that's spooky. Who would want to wake up in the night to someone staring at them? Finally, I looked out, but no one was there. The next day, I asked my mother if she or my father had been out of bed the previous night. My mother said no. In fact, my sister was only 4 months old, and my mother said she had slept through the night for the first time, and neither of my parents had gotten up. They were tired and they both slept. That's terrifying then. Okay, like maybe it was the real Santa Claus, you know, okay, if that's what you want to believe. But like some stranger dressed as Santa Claus is just showing up in kids' bedrooms in the middle of the night, that is terrifying. So I don't know who or what looked into my bedroom that night. I told my mother I saw Santa and she got really mad at me and told me that I did not. But I know what I saw. It was Santa Claus, and I swear the story did happen. I know I wasn't dreaming. Girl, it might not have been Santa Claus. It might have been just a random stranger that broke into your house dressed as Santa Claus. And like, once if they like showed that they were awake, would he like snatch them up and be like, oh, come with me, child, to the North Pole and see toys? That's scary. Like, if my kid was like adamant they saw Santa Claus that night, I would kind of be inclined to like, I don't know, talk to someone. Like, maybe not like call like 911 or anything like that, but maybe like call up the police department, just be like, hey, my kid could have an imagination, you know, or someone could have possibly broken into the house if someone's free. Come check. You know, that doesn't make me feel good. That's creepy. Then again, it is kind of hard to tell when a kid's like in that half dream state and like they're imagining things. That is like hard to like, because they don't know what's real and what's not. So it is hard to like, I don't know, that would be a challenging situation. And like, you might be like, oh, well, nothing bad happened. So like, oh, it's just cute. But the mom got mad. So like, why'd she get mad? Does she not want her little kid believing in Santa Claus? That reminds me of what happened to me and how I learned Santa Claus wasn't real at a very young age. I have 2 older brothers who at the time had, I guess, just recently found out that Santa Claus wasn't real. So they were adamant to teach me that Santa wasn't real, but they didn't tell me ahead of time. We all stayed the night in my brother's room that had a window facing the driveway. And every time I would doze off, they would wake me up because they wanted me to see something, but they wouldn't tell me what it was. And then, like in the middle of the night when we were long supposed to be asleep, my brothers had woken me up and took me to the window, and we looked out, like peeking through the blinds, and lo and behold, there's my mom walking to and from the trunk of the car, bringing in presents. How Christmassy. Thank you guys so much for watching today's creepy video. I hope you guys liked it and give it a big thumbs up so I know you want to see more real scary stories. Like I always say, I love making videos based off your guys' suggestions. So if you have any like topic of like scary stories you want us to cover in the future, let me know down in the comments below or in the community tab, anywhere where I can see it. So until next time, keep with the radness, and I'll see you guys real soon. And hopefully my house actually isn't haunted and I'm just being a very big baby. Bye guys. No, I think it's actually maybe possibly haunted. I'm not okay right now. You look really okay though. You look really okay. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better.